At my parents' 40th anniversary dinner, my sister-in-law accused me of theft and found her wallet in a bag beside my chair. Everyone stared like I'd been caught red-handed. I started laughing because I'd already seen the trap being built. Vanessa married my brother 6 years ago and treated our family like competition. She came from money and never let us forget it. She mocked my apartment and my cute graphic design career. At Christmas, she spilled red wine on a jacket I designed myself. I kept swallowing it for my parents and for my niece Lucy, who adored me. My parents were peacekeepers. Dad was a principal, mom a nurse, and they believed harmony fixed everything. My brother called her behavior just how she is. Julia was the only one who didn't flinch. When mom and dad announced their anniversary, I volunteered to plan it. Their favorite Italian place in Chicago. Menus, music, slideshow, the whole thing. Vanessa still shoved her way in. She changed the reservation time, rewrote the dress code, and replaced the cake because mine wasn't sophisticated. My brother backed her with a shrug. The night arrived. The private room glowed with amber light. My parents walked in to applause, beaming like newlyweds. Then Vanessa swept in late, diamonds flashing, and said, "Some of us understand presentation." She moved place cards, so she sat next to my mom, bumping my mom's best friend out of her seat. Plates hit the table. Vanessa took over the conversation, bragging about her promotion. She smiled right at me and said, "It's rewarding to be recognized." Then my uncle mentioned the family cabin and Vanessa pounced, talking renovations for Lucy like it was already hers. Mom tried to redirect. Vanessa pivoted to AI killing creative jobs and watched me squirm. I didn't. I kept my smile glued on and monitored her hands. Vanessa stepped out to freshen up, then came back and slipped something into her tote, a second wallet. Her eyes tightened at the corners, that little tell she had when she was plotting. Then she placed the tote on the floor between our chairs, close enough for my shoe to nudge it. My stomach dropped. I didn't confront her. Not tonight. I watched and waited. After dessert arrived, she gasped loud enough to cut my dad off mid-story. "My wallet, it's gone." She dug through her purse like she was on stage. Then she turned to me, voice sweet and sharp. "When did you leave the table?" "I stepped outside for air," I said, keeping my face neutral. Her chair scraped back. She pointed at me and barked, "You stole my wallet, you filthy thief." Then everything slowed down. First, she reached for my tiny clutch. Too small. Then, she grabbed the tote by my chair. Next, she opened it like a prize box. Again, she checked the room for reactions, and that's when she lifted the red Prada wallet. My mom covered her mouth. My brother's eyes went flat. She wanted a confession. I wanted the footage. Vanessa held it up like a trophy and said, "See? I knew it was you." She rattled off missing things, earrings, cash, a gift card like she'd been building a case. My pulse hammered in my ears. Lucy whimpered, and that almost broke me. I turned toward Giovanni, the owner's son, hovering near the door. I asked, "Do your private rooms have cameras?" Giovanni didn't flinch. He nodded and said, "They record continuously." My brother stood so abruptly his napkin slid to the floor. He looked at his wife like he'd never met her and said, "Show me now." They walked out with my dad. The room held its breath. Vanessa stayed standing, fingers white on the chair back. Julia watched her like a hawk. People still tell me I embarrassed Vanessa, but I had two choices, and both were ugly. When the door opened again, my brother's face was different. He said the cameras showed Vanessa taking the wallet from her purse, planting it in the tote, then sliding the bag into position between our chairs. After that, the room went quiet because the proof was undeniable. The rest of the night limped forward. Guests offered quiet apologies. My parents apologized too, real ones, the kind that admit they'd chased peace while I swallowed humiliation. Outside on the patio, my brother finally admitted he'd been blind. He moved out within weeks, and the preserved footage shut down every threat Vanessa tried to make after. Lucy still loved her mom. I never tried to change that. I just stopped letting Vanessa rewrite who I was in my own family. I didn't ruin the dinner, she did.